Hobbs. I am Nicole Everett, and this is Conversations with Nicole here at Nefertari's Fine Dining. Today, my very special guest is my friend, my brother, Mr. William Ashanti Hobbs III. Welcome, William.
Thank you, thank you. Welcome.
So, Mr. Hobbs, you've been in South Florida for a few years now.
Yes.
At Florida Memorial.
Yes, Florida Memorial University, the only HBCU in South Florida.
So tell me what you've been doing down there.
Trying my best to learn Spanish so I can understand what's going on around me.
I understand. ¿Cómo se llama?
Feliz Navidad. So, also becoming acquainted with all the different cultures, Caribbean cultures. It is so rich. It's almost like New York in a sense where you can go off and be in Little Haiti. You have buses going by and the ads are in Creole. You go to Hialeah, everything is in Spanish. If you lost, you're going to get directions in Spanish. So it's quite an experience.
Exactly, I see. So tell me, so you're teaching.
Yes, teaching.
Okay, and what are you teaching?
I teach creative writing, African American literature primarily. And then you have your college writing classes.
Okay, excellent. But you've been doing some writing yourself, right?
Always.
Okay.
That's my therapy. Most definitely.
So I remember back in 1994, one Thoughts magazine, where there was one writer back when I was at FAMU that gave us the Tales from the Underground.
Right.
Do you remember this?
All day, every day.
And then your first book.
Collection of short stories and poems. Pseudonymous. A lot of people don't recognize that. The reason why I came out with that title, Pseudonymous, is because I was writing so many different poems and whatnot in Thoughts magazine under different names.
Okay, genius. But you have some new projects.
Of course.
So,
always.
North of the Grove?
North of the Grove, yes. I've always been one to be mentoring kids. I don't know what it was. When most people had jobs at the grocery store, I was at Upward Bound, telling kids to behave. And then that went into being a substitute teacher. We had family reunions. All the kids would hang out in my room instead of be with grandma. And grandma cooks for you. Why don't you go with your grandma? So with that, that carried over into my being a professor. Students just hanging out in the office asking for advice. And so I was like, I need to write a book that addresses the importance of mentoring. I did a mentoring program when I was in Virginia State as well, prior to coming to Florida Memorial. And there was this one boy that I worked with, and he just amazed me.
Really?
He amazed me. What he went through. I would show up mad because, you know, I had a long faculty meeting, traffic jam, the whole 9 yards. And this boy would get up, come to me massaging his neck like, okay, where are we gonna go? What's wrong with your neck? I had to sleep in the bathtub. They were shooting outside.
Wow.
What am I tripping about? A traffic jam?
I don't have any problem.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have no problem.
I would pick him up. Boy would have bullet holes in his shirts because his clothes would be left out on the clothing line in the back. I'm like, wow. When I first met him, his family had come from up north. I'll say it like that. The mother had been, as in the book, had been dating a drug dealer who crossed somebody in the streets. And with her being as fine as she was, the rivals just decided to come into the house and we're gonna have fun with her.
Oh, wow.
And the little boy, the person I was mentoring, he was about 8 at the time. He came downstairs swinging his little toy or whatever, trying to fight grown men. So when I met him, his eye was still closed. I mean, they had packed all this stuff up.
So that was the inspiration for North of the Grove.
Absolutely. I really did understand the plight of young boys being raised by single mothers with limited options.
And resources, I'm sure.
Yes, and then you have a situation where someone comes into his life and it's like, okay, how much do I trust this person? He's a male, just like the males that hurt my mother. I know even less about him than I know about them.
Right.
So to watch him slowly open up to me and trust me,
That's a beautiful thing.
It was amazing. It was
Yes,
amazing.
absolutely.
And so I always approach everything I write very creatively. What I did with this one was there's this type of writing called epistolary, where the story is being moved through letters.
Okay.
Color purple.
Okay.
Color purple. But I wanted to give it a more modern feel. So
Gotcha.
the guy who's the boy's mentor in the book, Howard, he constantly Facebook direct messages his old sociology professor at Florida A&M University.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
There you go. Yes. How about
Sounds
it?
vaguely familiar.
That's right. Dr. Lovett, the boy said this. What should I do? If you think about when we talked about in class about the importance of, communal living
Okay.
in African society, it's like,
Excellent.
So,
Excellent. Okay.
full
That
circle.
sounds great. So let's go on to the latest project,
Oh,
Ultimus
yes.
Primed, A Taste of Fate.
yes, the
Um,
spiciest one.
Okay.
With all of my projects, I'm trying to address things that are challenging the black community.
Okay.
When I have my classes, it happens without fail. The guys will be in the back, sitting up against the wall. I call them wall braces. Out of 32 students, let's say you have about 11 guys. They won't say anything.
Okay.
The females do all the talking. And I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna work. I need dialogue. So you started a conversation about, what's going on with these relationships? Guys, I mean, any problems? And they'll look at me like, you set me up, right? I got you. Speak your mind. Like it feels like, really? I can say something now? And I go through how I know they got to where they are, because I got a taste of it myself. K through 12, the majority of your class is female, just like the class you're in right now. Chances are you had a female teacher. So when you raised your hand and gave your male opinion, not that it was wrong, it was just your opinion, you got jumped on.
Okay.
So by the time you got to college, Yeah, so Terrence, what you think about this? I take the 0. So I'm like, you're safe here. I
Okay.
understand what you're going through.
Right.
You're going to talk in here.
Okay.
And, by a couple of weeks, so I'll raise my hand. But the last year or so, guys are like, I'm so sick of relationships and females. I don't even want to talk about it. Netflix and chill for life.
So it said Netflix and chill for
For life.
Okay. So tell me how we get to Ultimus Prime.
There you go.
All right.
All right. Of course, you got to be creative. And I'm thinking, what story about relationships would a guy actually read? So I said, okay, you have a womanizing divorce attorney. His name is Darius James. He's in his mid-30s. He used to play for the University of Miami Hurricanes. Everybody knows him and loves him. And I do mean womanizing. This guy will sleep with his clients in order to help them go ahead and...
Okay.
So he stays away from long-term relationships because all he does is break them up for a living. So he's enjoying his bachelorhood to the extreme when suddenly he's stricken with a medical disorder that limits him to only 100 more orgasms for the rest of his life.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Pretty tragic.
exactly. Which automatically makes him think, okay, should I really be wasting one of mine? Is this, I want to have a family one day. I need to hurry up and find the one. If, I need to stop playing, right? So, the guys, what happened? Is that real?
All right.
Is that ain't like the Zika virus?
So that's been some of the feedback
Absolutely.
as it relates to it. Okay.
Is this real?
All right.
And then from there, what would I do if I only
I need to be thinking more along terms of what I want my relationships to look like.
Absolutely. And then with that, you have the spicy encounters of when 100 turns to 99, turns to 98.
Gotcha.
Well,
So let's move on to food. I know
Yes.
you've been here before. It's been a while, but what are the favorite foods that you like to eat?
they have a mango smoothie here. That the best way I could put it is, if Michelle Obama's speech was like all over your taste buds.
That would be it, huh? You are
I'm trying to tell you.
so theatrical.
I'm trying to tell
Okay,
you.
so let's talk about spice. If you could describe your life as a spice, what would it be?
I would say cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Why cinnamon?
Cinnamon can be something in dessert, but it's powerful enough to just take you by surprise at the same time. It's brown.
It's brown.
It's so brown.
Okay, you are brown.
Very much so. Head to toe.
And you do take folks by surprise.
There you go.
Okay, so I think that would be appropriate.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So, I like that. That's interesting. Oh, thank you. I did. Thank you so much. Wow, that looks really good.
It is. All day, every day.
Enjoy.
Thank you. But that is all the conversation we have time for today. As you can see, our wonderful meal is here.
Waffles.
Thank you for joining us on Conversations with Nicole. Be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube. Oh, that looks so good.